In the headlines, the government of Japan invests $27 million in rehabilitating 2 fisheries complexes on the island. An island-wide campaign to sensitize the public on suicide prevention. And Hillsborough Gardens being modernized as residents of St. Joseph, Layu and Meru move into newly built homes. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, a $27 million agreement signed between the governments of Japan and Dominica for the rehabilitation of the Roseau and Marigot fisheries complexes. During a signing ceremony on Wednesday, Prime Minister Skerrit said this financial aid agreement will greatly enhance the sustainable use of the ocean's resources.
It is indeed my pleasure today, Ambassador, to be part of this signing ceremony where Japan is committing to make available to Dominica 1,072 million Japanese yen, the equivalent of 27 million East Caribbean dollars, to us in Dominica for the rehabilitation of the fisheries complexes at Roseau and Marigot and for the equipping of them. This will go a very long way towards ensuring that our fishers can benefit from and take advantage of this renewed thrust to exploit in a sustainable way the enormous resources of the ocean and sea that surround us.
Japan's ambassador to Dominica, Tatsuo Hirayama, says rehabilitated complexes will help upgrade the country's fisheries sector.
The grant assistance that we are going to sign right now, amounting to about 1 billion Japanese yen or about $1 million US dollars, is an essential tool for this country to help upgrade core facilities. And this project, fishery facilities and equipment damaged by Hurricane Maria in September 2017 will be restored and replaced. Thus, the project will contribute to the revitalization of the fishery industry, one of the core industries in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Agriculture says the rehabilitation of the buildings will enhance Dominica's fish export base.
Upon completion of the investment, it is anticipated that it will not be business as usual. The additional improvements to begin in January 2020 will ensure that the building, its services and data management are enhanced. It is our hope that the new Roseau Fisheries Complex will lead to the strengthening of the fish export base and create an advanced avenue to the hazard analysis critical control point certified in the not too distant future. We'll also install full-time fisheries data collectors who will be responsible for collecting and maintenance of accurate records of all fish landing at the rehabilitated facilities.
On to tourism matters. President of the Combined Taxi Association is hoping for the better implementation of standards and penalties during the 2019-2020 cruise season. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
Over the years, moves have been made towards improving the standards under which tourism stakeholders operate. Combined Taxi Association President Philip Gist says the penalties under the Tourism Regulations Act have been approved by the Tourism Minister and is hopeful to see these as well as the standards implemented during the new cruise season.
So we hope to operate in the new cruise ship season with standards that are in black and white. We operate with standards that was in the air. Everybody could play them and go around them. But this time the standards will be in black and white. So it means you will be able to operate on a level playing field, every individual. There's not standards that nobody would be able to have a problem with. Some things we do on a daily basis, but it's just written in black and white. So it's not really a punishment. However, what is a problem is the penalties. We have had consultations before in the last cruise ship season with taxi drivers, and we have amended all the penalties. That's approved. You have warnings, you have suspensions, and you have expulsions.
Despite these strides in implementing standards and policies, Gist acknowledges that it is trickier to implement standardized fees for the various stores.
Transport Board is reviewing the prices we have before them. We have some hurdles because some tour operators believe that every tour should be identified by a name and given a price. I have that problem with the tour operators, because if we give an hourly rate, if your tour goes to Trafalgar Falls on a 2.5 hour tour and we name Trafalgar, if you have a 2.5 hour tour going anywhere, the price remains the same. It doesn't have to name the area which it is. So the price is given based on the hourly rate per tour. And some operators have problems with taxi drivers are being packed for an hour waiting. Is that hour counted as an expense? And it is, because the taxi driver is waiting for the guest.
Discussions have been held with the Transport Board, and Gist is optimistic that standardized fees for tours will become a reality for the 2020-2021 cruise season.
We have told them that look at the pricing structure we have had for 2-hour tour, a 3-hour tour, a 4-hour tour, and align it with the tour that you have given, even though the name is not mentioned in the prices that we give. So we hope that can be done. According to tour operators, it will take them another year to have the prices readjusted, because they have contracts with ships for years. These contracts have already almost been signed already. So we hope by the next cruise ship season, the prices can be better.
The season starts Saturday, 12th October and runs until April 2020.
In housing developments, Prime Minister Skerrit has highlighted his administration's track record of helping to empower Dominicans in terms of owning property. Speaking to a gathering in Hillsborough Gardens on Wednesday, where 32 families received keys to new homes, Mr. Skerrit spoke of the impact that his government's policies have had, including that of regularization of squatters.
Governments would threaten you in the past that if you don't support them, they will evict you from state lands. But what did we do? We initiated a program of squatter regularization, and we were able to get thousands of Dominicans to own a piece of Dominica, selling the lands to them at $1 a square foot, lands which really value $6 and $7 and $8 and $10 a square foot. Empowering you. So you now have collateral security that you could take to the financial institutions and get a loan guarantee.
The Prime Minister again made reference to how far Dominica has come since the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria.
What we have been able to do for this country after the hurricane has been extraordinary. And I caution us in Dominica I caution us in Dominica against taking these things for granted. Our students used to walk to school. Now they have buses taking them to school. We used to have hand-me-down clothes and shoes. So you have a child in second form, in first form, he's going to second form, the new one is coming first form, you would hand him down the clothes. But with labor, we have been able to allow children to go to school with a brand new school and new clothes. And sometimes you'd have to go and borrow the neighbor's textbook for your child to read for quick 2 hours. But when we came into government, that became a thing of the past. And I ask myself sometimes, when I see the impact of our programs on people, and I ask myself my own sober reflections, what did our people do before this government came into office? Where did they get the monies to go to Guadeloupe or the United States to seek advanced medical care? They stayed home and died. That's what they did. That's what they did. A government must never be preoccupied with its own self. A government must always be preoccupied with the welfare and well-being of the people.
In related news, it was a dream come true for outgoing MP for the St. Joseph constituency, Kelvin Daru, as he joined Prime Minister Skerrit in presenting keys to 32 residents of St. Joseph, Layu and Mero on Wednesday. Intimately aware of the housing situation of the recipients following Hurricane Maria, Mr. Daru was especially emotional as he spoke of two of the beneficiaries, one from Mero and the other from Layu.
This is my good friend, Jennifer Bridges. I know tonight you'll be a happy lady. And my good friend from Mero, Juliana, single mother. Single mother, working very hard, goes to college, the burden of friends. That will be a thing of the past for you. I felt your pain, and this afternoon, I'm here to celebrate with you.
Daru acknowledged the support received from the Prime Minister in constructing the new residencies.
This is land that anybody would pay significant money for, just for the view. And this afternoon, the Dominican Labour Party, under the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, purchased this property for you, the residents of St. Joseph, Layu, and Mero. Not only did we purchase 40 acres of land here at Hillsborough Gardens, but we also built homes for you here, the people of St. Joseph, Layu, and Mero, and put in all the necessary infrastructure to ensure that you have a place to call home. You are receiving a gift from the government of Dominica. And I have been advised that the 2-bedroom units, just the building, has a cost of approximately $83,120 US. And the 3-bedroom units, they have a cost of $99,030 US. You can see the significant investment that we are making in your lives. And this does not include the price of the land. So just imagine that. Just imagine that. And I had to make this point very importantly because, my friends, this Labour Party government is about empowering people. And the 28 of you who will move into this section of Hillsborough Gardens, you will be empowered with a certificate of title in your name your land, your house this afternoon.
Daru says the land on which the housing settlement is built was originally meant for sale to private residents, but adjustments had to be made post-Hurricane Maria.
I recall the Prime Minister asking me, Kelva, where in St. Joseph do we have to build homes? And I said, PM, we have Hillsborough Gardens. And initially the plan was to do 10 houses here at Hillsborough Gardens, where we are right now. And the PM, out of his good heart and his love, he told me, Kelva, we can do more. And I said, PM, I appreciate it because my people need more housing. And understanding the housing needs of the people here in St. Joseph, in Lion Miro, we increased the number right here to 28 units. Ladies and gentlemen, your government is working. And here in this constituency, we have spent in excess of $6 million towards the renovation of houses, the construction of 20 new homes, as well as the re-roofing of homes here in this constituency.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Welcome back. The Community Mental Health Team has embarked on an island-wide campaign to sensitize the public on suicide prevention. The announcement by consultant psychiatrist Dr. Griffin Benjamin in observance of Mental Health Day on Thursday. Mental Health Day 2019 is being observed under the theme Mental Health Promotion and Suicide Prevention.
The objective here is suicide prevention, and the objective is how do we get rid of suicide? How do we reduce the number of suicides or even attempted suicide in Dominica? That is really the objective of our campaign. We believe that suicide is a preventable condition. Despite the fact that most people see it as a confusing, painful, and sometimes mysterious condition. The public perceive it as a mysterious condition. However, health practitioners, medical practitioners, we know that suicide is a preventable condition.
Benjamin says there are several behavioral changes which people can look out for to detect if someone is suicidal.
So this year's campaign, we are trying to sensitize the public as to some significant facts about suicide, like how it comes about, what may influence a person's attitude towards suicide, and what may cause someone to want to take his own life. And so we are going to raise the awareness in the public and provide information like warning signs, how do people behave when they are considering committing suicide or dying by suicide.
The consultant psychiatrist believes it is time to have a serious discussion on mental health and suicide.
We know that suicide, completed suicide, not many Dominicans actually die by suicide. I don't think this year we had anybody who died by suicide this year, but we do know that regularly Dominicans are admitted to the medical ward or to the psychiatric hospital as a result of ingestion of tablets, or even if they didn't have the intention of dying, but the behavior are usually attention-seeking behavior that can result in their death. And so it must be of concern to the public health sector. It must be of concern to families and communities that we must do everything we can.
New UNDP resident representative to Dominica is committed to making the institution's relationship with Dominica permanent. Here is Julian Morris with more.
Magdi Martinez-Soliman has been appointed as resident representative for the UN Development Programme's Multicultural Office for Barbados and the OECS, with full responsibility over Dominica. Mr. Martinez-Soliman, who took up his new post earlier this week, was in Dominica to present his letters of credence to the Prime Minister. Shortly after Hurricane Maria, the UNDP arrived in Dominica and subsequently set up a project office, the first in the country's history. During an interview with Channel 5 News, Martinez-Soliman said though the office was initially established to help with the recovery process, the scope of works has grown since 2017.
We set it up with the reason of supporting the recovery, and that was shortly after the landfall at the end of 2017. It has grown. It has become more complex. It supports several ministries. It works in different territories of the island. And now we saw the need for a better infrastructure as the one we are in here. And we also saw the need for a stronger team. We haven't set any date for the end because we do not foresee a date. We actually would not like our partnership to end. What we're saying is if we were here in terms of post-hurricane and in terms of recovery, we would like to stay here in times of development.
The hope is to become a permanent partner and help Dominica's continued development post-Maria.
So we see ourselves as being a permanent partner, hopefully with a permanent presence. And the reason is because we feel that we are more useful for a resilience strategy than strictly as a first responder or as a recovery implementation agent. So we hope to be working on other issues. We hope to help as well in the promotion of reforms in the judicial system. So expanding the program is another reason why we hope to see the office here for a long time.
Mr. Martinez-Soliman says the future projects of the UNDP in Dominica will be exciting for the country's growth and development.
In terms of the future, I would like to highlight two. We have been asked to support the government in the development of its blue economy strategy. We say blue economy for green islands, and this is really the idea of the ocean resources that surround you on coming together with the green island that you already are. And we are very excited by the assignment that the Prime Minister put to us to look into a continuation of the public expenditure review and look at unnecessary or excessive public expenditure that could be contained. So helping macroeconomic planning is also something that we're looking forward.
Martinez-Soliman will be working closely with Mr. Luis Francisco Thais, who was recently appointed head of Dominica's UNDP project office.
And beneficiaries of residencies in Hillsborough Gardens have showered praise on government for enhancing and empowering their lives. The condominium-style homes were built by Sustainable Housing Solution Limited. They are meant to improve the lives of low-income individuals and those made vulnerable by climatic events.
Gone are the days when I would say, no, kids, you cannot run in the house, because I was so fearful that the ground would cave in or the floor would cave in underneath their feet. Gone are the days when the sight of a cloud would instill fear in me so much that I would run for the emergency kit and pray it doesn't rain. And if it ever did rain, I would juggle pots and pans just to collect the rainwater. I never anticipated that I would become a proud homeowner. And for that, I say thank you. Thank you to the Lord God Almighty. Thank you to Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Carrot and the government of Dominica.
Today, some of us, our mothers and fathers, are turning in the graves of joy because we now own something we would have never owned in our lifetime. And while the critics may walk around St. Joseph and try to criticize the efforts of the Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, the efforts of the Honorable Kelvedaro, and the efforts of bound to win Dr. Addis King, and the love and the confidence and the trust and the honesty that Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has placed in this constituency, St. Joseph, we have to give God thanks.
Libre says owning a home was the best thing to ever happen in the lives of most of the beneficiaries.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. The government of Japan invests $27 million in rehabilitating 2 fisheries complexes on the island. An island-wide campaign to sensitize the public on suicide prevention. And Hillsborough Gardens being modernized as residents of St. Joseph, Layu and Meru move into newly built homes. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.